Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Shadow Stitch, and I like solo running Pokemon Black and White. So last week we took on the game with Excadrill, and it absolutely dominated the game. As we bring in the tier list, we see it sits there right at the top of A tier right now. So this is a new tier list. We did reorder some things for some of the runs coming up that you will see. And yeah, so if it looks a little bit different than usual, that's why. So anyway, all the Pokemon on here do have videos on the channel, so if you see anything that piques your interest, feel free to go check that out. But there'll be a link to a playlist down in the description at the end of the video, and that little iCard that just popped up. But stick around, because today we're going to be starting off with the Swords of Justice Quartet, and the first one's going to be Cobalion. So Cobalion's awesome. I've always really liked this thing's design, just the blue and the yellow with like the white accents. It just looks really nice. I always really liked it. So I probably don't really have a favorite of the four, but Cobalion's definitely up there for me. Just like it has a good design and good typing and all that fun stuff. So speaking of typing though, Steel Fighting is not bad. It's actually a pretty decent defensive typing with the Steel type in there. That's pretty good. Gets rid of its Psychic weakness as well, so that's nice. As for the ability, all of them get the Justified ability. This means that whenever we're hit by Dark type moves, we will have our attack raised by one stage, which is pretty cool. So it's probably not going to come into play too terribly much, but there is some kind of random factors of the AI that can lead to them hitting us with a resisted Dark type move for some reason. I don't know. As for stats, we have a fantastic defense stat of 129 and pretty decent offenses with 90 in both. Not bad. So a little low on the special defense, but decent HP at 91 as well. And all four of them do have the same speed stat of 108. So we're gonna have some great speed on our hands. So not too bad. Sure, it's not the most offensive Pokemon in the world, but it can take some hits pretty dang well, especially on the physical side. So looking at the level up move pool, it gets pretty much what you expect from a fighting and steel type. We get to start off with quick attack and leer, quickly pick up double kick, and then metal claw, iron head later for steel stab. Its signature move along with the rest of them in sacred sword is fantastic. And then eventually we'll move up to things like close combat at level 73, but I don't know if we'll need to get there. So anyway, on the TM side of things, it gets a lot of very good things like Aerial Ace, gets Stone Edge, but that's post game, unfortunately. Exciszor is going to be great for us to be able to hit psychic types. Return, of course, is fantastic, and it even gets a couple electric moves, which is really interesting. Volt Switch and Thunder Wave, very interesting. Not really something you see every day from a steel type like this. So overall, though, Cobalion's looking pretty solid to start off our little series right here with the quartet. And yeah, it's going to be actually our first real legendary. So we've ran a couple mythicals already, but this is our first true legendary Pokemon that we're running, which is pretty cool. So anyway, that's going to be it for right here, the intro. You see the rules on screen. There'll be plenty of other little niche stuff down in the description down below. But for now, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Let's see how the leader of the quartet goes with Cobalion. As usual, we preload our starter into the run before it even begins. This allows us to change our IVs, nature, all that fun stuff to be whatever we want it to be. So we're going to be taking the Snivy line. This is going to give Sharon the Tepig and Bianca the Oshawott line. Yeah, sure, we don't have an advantage over Bianca, but the more important thing is that we do have that disadvantage over Sharon. So first and foremost, though, I do want to mention something. So we did play these as races with Speedrunner 0218 on stream. So now here's the thing with that. Speedrunner uses Turbo, and that gave him a significantly large advantage in our first race, because I just never really looked into using Turbo on any of my runs. I didn't really think it was necessary. I mashed pretty decent, but yeah, him gaining that major advantage actually opened the door for me to look into getting Turbo, and that is what we are going to be doing from now on. Also, it's just really nice for my hands. I don't have to worry about my hands getting torn up with mashing and stuff like that. So I just hold one button and there we go. So if you see also that the text is playing a little bit different, Turbo on my emulator doesn't really work very well with instant text, so we actually have the more natural looking highest text setting now, so that's pretty nice. So I know that's something that can definitely throw some people off. So yeah, so we will lose a little bit of time from taking away instant text, but we will gain drastically more ease of play and time gained by just having Turbo, which is going to be awesome. So all runs going forward are going to be having Turbo, and it definitely is a big change for the better, in my opinion, for me. So anyway, we're going to get through the rest of this intro. Of course, we are a slow level up group Pokemon as a legendary, so that's not too terribly bad, though. We will still gain enough experience along the way. Out on Route 2, we're going to do a couple of wild battles to get our stab move Double Kick. And after that, we just plow through everything along the way. And Bianca, no issues whatsoever, and we can head into Striaton City. Inside Striaton City, we're going to grab the Dusk Ball from the back alley and head straight into the Dream Yard. We're going to do a little bit of extra training in here and grab our monkey. No problems whatsoever, of course, because we do have our Double Kick now. And that's another great thing with Turbo. I can just throw one move into the start of my move set and then just hold down one button. I just power through all of the fights right here, so that's nice. Sharon in the trainer school is no issue whatsoever. The only thing that we have to worry about is if he burns us. He doesn't, so we're good, and we can go straight to the gym. Chili is up first, and of course we do have Double Kick for his Lillipup. We're just going to go straight for it. So get to level 12, and his Pants here comes out. It does have Incinerate. Does look like it's actually going to be a 3-hit KO, but we do have pretty decent HP. Not the best special defense, sure, but we can easily tank that hit, get our first gym badge, and we can move on towards the Dream Yard. While we teach cut to our monkey for our 1 mandatory use of HM, you do see that we learn workup as well. So yeah, not only do we have fantastic stats, we have a pretty decent move pool so far, we get a setup move, which is kind of insane. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the Dream Yard here, take care of the Plasma Goons, get Fennel her mist stuff, and then head out towards Route 3. We're not going to do too terribly much training, but we did pick up our secondary stab in Metal Claw at level 13 in the Dream Yard, and we're going to grab the Ultra Ball healer here. We're going to heal up at the housetop off our PP. We don't really have to worry about HP. Double battle was no issue whatsoever, of course. Cheren, he's also not going to be a problem. We can beat up the dudes in the Wellspring Cave, get us a couple HM friends, pick up the glitched rare candy over here on Route 3, and then head into Nacrene City. Inside Nacrene, we are going to be getting the Chesto berries from Sharon, and then go straight into the Pinwheel Forest. So, yeah, we don't actually need to do too much training. We're still going to take out the nurse trainer, just, so we can have her for later to be able to heal up very quickly and easily, and she gives okay experience, so why not? So, catch our Tim Pole, and then we can go straight back to the gym. And of course tries to stop us, but nothing's gonna really stand in our way. So yeah, we're gonna work up here and then just power through him, power through all the gym trainers, and then face off with Lenora very quickly. Alright, Lenora's up, and of course she does have Intimidate on her hurt here. That's kind of annoying for sure, so we're just going to work up here to counteract that, and she's just can't do damage too much. There's no worries. You have good enough speed to where you actually outspeed the Watchog, and that is going to drop to a single double kick, no problems whatsoever. We get to level 19 where we get the opportunity to learn Takedown, and I will take this. Now, this is not a great move. 90 base power is pretty good, but only 85% accuracy, and the recoil, not the best, but it might have some potential good use later on. So we're gonna get on out of here, watch the plasma dude steal a skull for some reason, and then head into Pinwheel Forest. Nothing really interesting happens in the forest. We do accidentally run into one or two random trainers that we didn't necessarily mean to, but none of these guys are going to cause any problems. Beat up the last plasma dude and a couple of trainers on the bridge, so they're out of the way when we come back here for a rare candy. Cross the beautiful Skyla Bridge and head into Castelia City. Yeah, nothing interesting happens, so we're going to go straight to Berg. So, Berg isn't really going to be a threat here. We even get to see that AI goofiness going to work there, hitting us with a pursuit for some reason, and boosting our attack. So we just go straight to +6, and then we just get to go to town with Metal Claw. Levani actually does live a +6 Metal Claw, which is kind of crazy. But without too much hassle, we're just going to take him out, take out his last duel with another one, and then we can head out towards Route 4. Route 4, Bianca is going to be no issue whatsoever. It does lead off and Intimidate, but who cares? Sharon, also no problem. We have a nice healing house here, so we can top off our PP, and we can go straight into Nimbasa City. After chasing out the plasma dudes, we get a bike from some old dude, have a quick chat with Bianca, and then we're set free into Nimbasa City to do our regular chores. So, yeah, first things first, we're going to stop by the Pokemon Center, grab the TM for return. So, I don't think we ever actually ended up using Takedown, but, you know, good riddance to it. Now we have return. So, of course, as a legendary, we don't have the highest base friendship, though, so we start with the only friendship of 35, and so we don't actually have the best power on return right now, so we might have to hold off on teaching that until it's better. So we're gonna do a little bit of Pokemon dress up in here, grab a rare candy over on Route 16, and then it's gonna be time for our date with N. N is not really going to be an issue. Sure, he has a couple Pokemon that can maybe take a hit, but we have Workup, and his Sandile just kind of sucks. So, no worries there. Doesn't even go for Mud Slap against us. Very nice. So, Darumaka is also going to drop as Scraggy. It's hit super effectively, and then it's going to be time for the Sigilyph. So we are still holding on to Takedown, at least until Return has, you know, kind of matched it in power, thanks to that happiness factor that I did mention. So we're going to make our way through the gym. None of the trainers are going to be really too much of a problem, except for, you know, maybe some annoying shenanigans from the Molgas, and then we can face off with Elisa. Alright, time for Elisa. We do have Workup. It's pretty much always going to be going for Volt Switch for the most part. So we're going to set that up as she goes into our Zipstrika. It does have Flame Charge. It's not going to do too much to us, though, as we knock it straight out with a double kick, which is nice. Once again, we see the weird AI shenanigans coming in and boosting our attack with Pursuit for some reason, as we set up another Workup, and with that, Takedown is going to easily knock out both of the Emolgas, getting us our 4th gym badge, and then we can move on towards Route 5. Sharon's going to be no issue, of course. We are going to be able to just take him out, no problems, get to level 30. So we're making actually pretty good progress on our levels. So we're going to beat up a couple toddlers and then head into Driftvale City. Once we get into Driftveil City, we're going to go straight to the cold storage, grab the ether and the protein. We actually don't really have uses for the PP ups this time around, so we're not going to actually be picking them up. All of our moves that we are going to be using are going to be great PP, so I did miss an opportunity to get a shaky grass. I noticed it a little too late, and because of that, my repel runs out. But other than that, no worries here in the cold storage. All the plasma dudes, no problem whatsoever. We can pick up the expert belt on our way towards the gym, and then to clear out all the gym trainers. You know, despite our ground weakness, they still can't stand a chance against us, and we can face off with Clay. So Clay was actually kind of an interesting fight. On the stream, we both kind of had a little bit of an issue with him, but the solution is just attack. We were trying to set up and do stuff, but we don't need to do that. So sure, we take a little bit of damage, we drop our speed from the Palpitoad, but we got double kick, and that's strong enough. We can't really set up on the Croc because then we have to deal with shenanigans like Torment and Swagger and stuff. But yeah, just sometimes that's all you gotta do, just attack. You know, take a few lumps, no worries. Cobalion has great defense, so it could definitely take at least a couple hits from the bulldozers, and that's great. So we're going to stop by the Pokemon Center, get our max repels and hyper potions now that they're available. Bianca's going to try to stop us on the way out of town. She's not going to be a problem whatsoever, and we can go straight into the Chargestone Cave. The Gauntlet's going to be no problem, of course. We do have to face off with N, and we're going to go straight for a double kick. And we see the extra benefit of keeping double kick around. We don't have to worry about sturdy since it does hit twice. So our return power is not quite up to max, so we're not able to one-shot the Joltik, and we do have to take some Iron Barbs damage from Ferroseed, but other than that, no issues whatsoever, and we can go straight into Mistralton City. On our way through the tower, we do face off with the one mandatory psychic trainer, and we get to level 37 where we can learn Iron Head, and we effectively have our final move set for the most part. We will be picking up one more move later on, but we have a very solid, strong stab move right now, so we're going to do that. So we're going to finish climbing the tower, take care of the Fat Fish Nurse to get a nice free heal, and then meet up with Skyla at the top. Once on top of the tower, we're going to ring that bell and send Skyla back to the gym. And it also gives me an opportunity to say, hey, thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching these videos. If you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Funny internet number going up makes me feel good. So there's that. I do these solo challenge videos in Generation 5 at least once a week. So, you know, I'm trying my absolute best to be consistent. So I am having a little bit of a PC issues lately, but I have plenty of backlogged runs. So I'm not really going to be going anywhere. So don't you worry about that. So anyway, we're going to make our way through the rest of this gym. The Tranquils and stuff are really annoying with detect shenanigans, but other than that, no issues, and we could face off with Skyla. Alright, Skyla time. So she leads off with a Swoobat. The Swoobat kind of sucks. It can't really do much damage to us. So, sure, we're fighting type, but that steel type gets rid of that weakness, and we have great defense. So we can set up a couple of workups and then just plow right through her team. No worries there. So, Swanna, it does resist our dual stab, but we got return, and it actually has decent power now, and especially boosted with workup, we're easily going to be able to take her out, get our 6th badge, and then we can move on. Out on Route 7, we're going to get a call from Mom. Hi, Mom. And then we're going to head over here and grab the TM for Exciszor. This is going to be fantastic coverage for us for later, which is really nice. So, Sharon, no issues whatsoever. We can take care of him easily. We'll see Alder's bionic legs and then head into Twist Mountain. Twist Mountain's pretty uneventful, so we're just gonna go straight into Icarus City. So on our way through the gym, we get to level 42, which we are going to be learning our signature move, Sacred Sword. So this is a fantastic fighting type stab move. It has 90 base power, 100% accurate, and in this generation, it actually has a fantastic 20 PP, which is really cool. So it also ignores the stat changes of the opposing Pokemon, so that's not really going to come into play too much, but it actually is a pretty nice little secondary effect if they ever try to boost defenses and stuff like that. We can just power right through and not care. So anyway, Bryson's up next. You already know what's coming. Say it with me, folks. Bryson is an absolute joke. So we are just going to go straight for Sacred Sword. Get to level 43 over a damage rounding threshold. I don't think we ever really needed it anyway. And there we go. One more with the Cryogonal, has pitiful defense, and we are easily able to take them down and head into Dragon Spiral Tower. As we enter into Dragon Spiral Tower, I'm going to, introduce kind of like a little story time segment into the run. So, yeah, this part of the run is kind of boring, so I figured there's something, it needs something to, fill the gap. So if you're not really interested in hearing an unfiltered stream of consciousness for a couple minutes, feel free to skip ahead. But yeah, anyway, yeah, so as I alluded to earlier, I've been having some kind of PC issues. So I don't really know why, but like pretty much every time a Windows update comes out, it kind of screws everything up, and like I'm getting constant blue screens and all kinds of stuff. So I've done everything that I kind of knew how to do. I did a bunch of Google searching and stuff, and tried out a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, after a while, I'm just like, you know what, I just don't know what I'm doing. So I went and looked for somebody that can help me out. So I ended up finding this dude named Brandon. Super cool dude. He has a little PC repair business, and I hit him up. And I'm like, hey man, I need to see if you can look this over. So turns out when I pre-built my PC, they sold me bad RAM. I don't know how, I don't know why, whatever. So both of my RAM sticks were just gone. They just weren't working properly. So yeah, so he's got me some new RAM. He's gonna hook me up with that in a few days. He's gonna clean it up and make it all spick and span and brand new. So I'm really looking forward to that. So shout outs to Brandon. He also has a podcast. If I figure out where that is, I'll definitely link it for him. So go check him out. He's a really cool dude, and you're in my area, go check him out. Just probably DM me or something on Discord, and I'll freaking hook you up with his details. So anyway, but yeah, it also taught me a lot of really cool stuff about what I should do if I'm opening up the PC and stuff like that. It's like I'm in my mid 30s, but that doesn't mean that I can't learn new things and apply new knowledge and stuff like that. So really cool, great guy, and I really appreciate him. So after I get my PC back, it's going to be even better than it was before. So I've been on my laptop the last week or so, so if you see anything that looks a little off, or quality is a little different, that's probably why. It does take me a little bit longer to edit and stuff like that on my laptop than it does on my PC. It's got a significantly higher power level, if you say so. But yeah, overall though, I'm really looking forward to getting my PC back so I can play more runs. I do have plenty of backlogged runs of videos and stuff, so no worries there. So anyway, we see N's fancy new dragon, and then we can fly on out of here, end up story time, and head towards the desert. On our way through the Relic Castle, pretty much the only, mildly interesting thing is this Garbodor paralyzes us with a body slam because it doesn't die to a single hit. But yeah, we got plenty of things that can heal that up, no worries whatsoever. So we're going to top off our PP as well and continue our way through the castle. So meet up with Getsus at the bottom floor, have a chat, grab a rare candy on our way out. Pick up a funny looking rock in Nacrene City and a rare candy in the Pinwheel Forest before we head back to Icarus City and meet up with Bianca for one more time. Alright, Bianca time. So Bianca does lead off with Stoutland. It has Intimidate, but we don't care. So we can work up a couple times as it tries to work up as well. Get up to +2, and that should be more than enough. Probably didn't only need his +1, but it is what it is. And we're going to just power right on through with Secret Sword, or Sacred Sword, excuse me. So Samurott drops, and so does the Musharna to an Iron Head. And there we go. Never mind. Oh my god, never mind. I kind of forgot that it actually lived, but we get a better roll on the following turn, and there we go. We can take care of Bianca and head into Opalissa City. On our way through the gym, we're going to take out one dude's fracture and get to level 49 here, where we learn Swords Dance, a fantastic move upgrade. So yeah, now we are good to go. We're using all physical moves, so the special attack boost from workup wasn't doing anything anyway, so we might as well be able to double our attack instead of going +1. So we're gonna face off with our final gym leader now. Let's do this. Alright, Daddy Draden, let's go. So he leads off with a fracture. It loves to just set up, and it's going to be setting up for a while, but not before we take it out with a Sacred Sword. So his Draden does have a rough skin, but it just dropped to the +2 Sacred Sword, and so does his Haxorus, getting us to level 50. Very nice, and there we go. We have our 8th and final gym badge, and we can head out towards Route 10 and beyond. Time for our final battle with Sharon. He leads off with that Unpheasant. Of course, we're going to set up Swords Dance. So I don't know why I Swords Dance twice. Probably just turbo, and I'm not used to it yet. So yeah, but with that, we just power through his entire team with Sacred Swords. Embor, Simisage, drop. Liepard, congratulations, you get the last one, and that's great, but doesn't even matter because we get a nice free heal right here, so that's really nice. So we do have to hit a very specific level by the time we get to the league, so we're going to do a bunch of training along the way. We're going to grab the rare candy in Victory Road as well, and on the other side we're going to pop out at level 54 just in time for the league. And after spending our 4 rare candies we picked up along the way, Grimsley's going to be first. We don't really need to do anything. We're got the expert belt, and we're plenty strong enough to power through even with that Intimidate with super effective at Sacred Sword. So Lifeheart's going to drop, and so is a Bisharp with that 4 times weakness to fighting, and we can move on. Marshal's up next, and he is the entire reason that we needed to be level 58. So we are actually able to set up a Sword Dance here, but we do lose some speed with Bulldoze, and then I accidentally misclick Double Kick, which means that our speed is going to be lowered to -2, and I just choose to straight up reset right there. So we needed to be at level 58 and with the speed investment that we got, because we do gain a lot of speed EVs along the way just naturally playing the game. We will still be faster with our good natural speed than the Sawk, even at -1 at level 58. So that is the whole reason that we needed to be this specific level, so we can Swords Dance and then go from there. So Mienshao does still outspeed us. It is his fastest Pokemon, but with Double Kick and Swords Dance, we can power straight through Sock Sturdy and knock him out. So that's really nice. So kind of unfortunate that I misclicked, but it's not the end of the world. Only one reset, and it was a pretty quick one. Next up is going to be Caitlin. She's up next, and we do have Exciszor, so we are going to definitely be using that. So we're going to Swords Dance, get hit by a Focus Blast, but that's all that we needed. So Expert Belt boosted Exciszor is at +2. We're easily going to power through her entire team right here. So Musharna drops, Gothitelle drops, and all that's left is going to be the Sigilift. So one more Exciszor. It actually is a roll, it seems like, but we do live the Psychic, thankfully, and finish it off on the following turn. Definitely scared me a little bit there, but it's going to be time for our final fight with Chantal. Alright, so her Cofagrigus does have a Will-O-Wisp. It likes to go for it, so we're going to Swords Dance, and it just misses Wisps and kind of gives up. So we go for +6, and now we just get to go straight for Iron Head. So she does have the Chandelure. It does resist Steel, but at +6, we are able to get the one-shot. Flame Body, no big deal. We can Resto Chesto that off, because we did dodge that Will-O-Wisp. So we do take a ton of damage from an Earthquake, and then I accidentally misclicked Sacred Sword, so we get a curse on us, which is really unfortunate. So really hope this Iron Head can one-shot the Jellicent as well. +6, yes it does. So yeah, very sloppy on my league. You know, we had that one misclick on Marshal, and that one that could have been really bad as well, but we made it through. So let's go check and see how Alder's dealing with N. N summons this gigantic castle out of the ground somehow, and then it's going to be up to us to chase him down through it and take him out, because Alder couldn't hack it. So yeah, that's really nice. So yeah, overall though, we're going to skip the rare candy. No need for it. We're at a pretty decent level, and I don't think level 61 is going to change anything. So let's meet the man himself in the throne room and finish this fight. By having a full party, we can deny adding Reshiram to it, so we can lead off Cobalion versus Zekrom. So Zekrom, it's a physical attacker. We have fantastic physical defense. It sets up light screen. Sure, why not, man? So we're easily able to set up all over that thing and then go to town with Sacred Sword. So this team actually is very weak to fighting, so we get the opportunity to learn Work Up again, but no, thank you, we're not going to do that. So Sacred Sword for the Kling Clang. Caracasa does have Sturdy. I really wanted to try to find a way to keep Double Kick, but just didn't really work out with what we needed for the league. So unfortunate there, but not the end of the world. So Vanillux also drops to Fighting, and Archeops, no worries. It's very frail, so we don't even have to switch our cursor to Iron Head. So there we go. The man himself is down, but we do have one more battle. After Getsis throws his little tantrum, we gotta take him down. Alright, Getsis, let's do this. Your Cofagrigus cannot be a massive troll with Toxic today, because I am a Steel type and I don't care. So we're going to set up a couple Swords Dances. We're going to Iron Head to take out the Cofagrigus, and then it's going to be a Sacred Sword spam once again for everything else. So yeah, Turbo has been absolutely fantastic. It's, you know, definitely helped, you know, with my old man hands as I get older. It's going to be really nice for that, so I don't have to worry about mashing as well. So that's pretty cool. So definitely shout outs to Speedrun for giving me the motivation to finally look into getting Turbo working, because it's been fantastic. And yeah, as we see, that time is ticking down. We do end our timer at the end of N's final dialogue, right when the credits start. But yeah, it's you can see the difference that Turbo makes, even without the instant text. It's crazy good. So Because I don't think that Cobalion did actually any better than something like, Victini or Excadrill did. I think it's just the power of, Turbo. It just was really nice. So we're going to check out and one more time and end our final time there with 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 4 seconds. Not half bad at all. And with only one reset, kind of unfortunate, was a misclick, but it is what it is. There's always going to be one mistake somewhere in the run, right? So yeah, this was actually a ton of fun live streaming this with speedrunners. So if you haven't seen the stream VOD, I'd go check that out for sure. It was definitely a very entertaining time. But yeah, overall though, let's go ahead and finish up the credits here and rank this bad boy. With a final in-game time of 4 hours and 4 minutes, you can definitely see the turbo going to work there as well. We're going to bring in the tier list, and where is Cobalion going to sit? Right there at the tippy top of the S tier. I told you these tiers would make a lot of sense. So yeah, this is easily our best time so far. I do rank by the final real time that I get. And sure, a lot of these Pokemon do have the disadvantage because they didn't play with Turbo, but that just means I get to go back and play some of them again with Turbo, so that's pretty cool. So for now, though, Cobalion, enjoy that top spot, because next week I think we have a insanely strong contender for one of, if not the best Pokemon that we will ever run in this game, Terracodon. So we're continuing on with the Swords of Justice, and I'm really looking forward to that. So anyway, that is going to be it for me today, though. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for dealing with all of the shenanigans. If the quality did end up coming out a little lower than usual, working on a laptop is a lot different than working on my PC. So, but yeah. Once again, shout outs to Brandon. He's going to hook me up with a really nice upgrades to my PC. And yeah, with that said, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. I love you all. Deuces.